for this August gathering. Swasangam, the choir of the school, will start the program with a Hindi bhajan, Dhyan Karo. show called Yama and Niyama.
Yes, come.
Namaste. Namaste everyone. In the modern world today, we are surrounded by stress, turmoil and many times seem to be directionless. Everyday activities and events around us keep disturbing and distracting us away from our goals. In order to be goal-oriented and be focused, we need to improve both our physical and mental strength. How do we do that? The best solution is to go back our scriptures and yoga practice that involves physical aspects but also bring our mind and thought under control. Once we go to Ashtanga Yoga, we will be close to Siddha Prajna as explained by Yogiraj Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Ashtanga Yoga not only deals with physical aspects but also gives moral values that strengthen both IQ and EQ. Yoga is a practice that contains body, breath and mind. It uses physical postures, breathing exercises and meditation to improve overall health.
Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga is comprised of two Sanskrit words, Ashta and Anga. Ashta refers to the number 8, where Anga limb or body part. Ashtanga is the union of 8 limbs of yoga into one complete holistic system.
यमनियमासन प्राणायाम प्रत्याहार धारणा ध्यान समाधयः अष्टौ अंगानि.
The meaning is moral restraints, recommended behaviors, body posture, breath enrichment, sensual energy withdrawal, linking of the attention to higher concentration, forces or persons are the 8 parts of yoga system.
Now let us see the qualities of Yama. Ahimsa, non-violence. Ahimsa pratishtayam tat sannidhau vairatyagaha.
The meaning, on being firmly established in non-violence, the abandonment of hostility occurs in his presence.
Thank you. Satya, truthfulness. Satya pratishtayam kriya balashayatvam. The meaning is, on being established in truthfulness, his actions serve as a basis for results. Asteya, non-stealing. Asteya pratishtayam sarvarat asthanam.
The meaning is, on firmly being established in non-stealing, all precious things wait to serve a yogin.
अपरिग्रहः, non-possessiveness. अपरिग्रहस्थैर्ये जन्मकतन्ता संबोधः. The meaning is, on being consistent in non-possessiveness, there is manifested the reason and the correct perception regarding one's birth.
Brahmacharya, chastity. Brahmacharya pratishtha for one's own body and a lack of desire to associate with others.
Santosha, contentment. Santoshat anuttama sukha labha.
From contentment, the very best that happiness is obtained.
Tapas, austerity, self-discipline, persistent meditation. Kayendriya siddhihi, ashuddhi kshaya tapasaha. The meaning is austerity resulting in the elimination of impurity produces perfection in the body and sensual energy.
Swadhyaya, self-study. Swadhyaya dishta devata samprayogaha. The meaning is from study of the sight comes intimate contact with the cherished divine being.
Ishvara Pranidhana, offering all of one's activity to Supreme God. Samadhi Siddhihi, Ishvara Pranidhana.
The meaning is from the profound religious meditation upon the Supreme Lord comes the perfection of continuous effortless linkage to the divinity.
The Ashtanga Yoga, also known as the 8 limbs of a body, has been described as parts of a tree. Yama is root, Niyama is trunk, Asana is branches, Pranayama is leaves, Pratyahara is bark, Dharana is twigs, Dhyana is flower, Samadhi is fruit. I would like to conclude that today's discourse will take us through Yamas and Niyamas characteristics and make us understand the virtues we need to practice and imbibe. Dhanyavadaha. Dhanyavadaha.
Hope you all enjoyed our presentations. Namaste and thank you.
महान्तं आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेव विद्वाति मृत्युमेति नान्यपन्था विद्यते यनाय. Respected audience, which includes my dear children from the boys Mogappair campus. At the outset, I must say that this was one of the best talk shows I've seen here. Isn't it? It was brilliant. I think the quality of the program, the quality of I think the spirit, more than children, I must say, go to the Acharyas. Nandi ma'am is there, and the Acharyas are here. Right? The kind of preparation that has gone into it, I can see here, the kind of preparation that has gone into it, the quality of the content, I think was of a different level. And that in a way inspired me today to have a discussion on what they had presented. So what did they present? What did they tell us in their wonderful talk show? They gave us a perspective on Yama and Niyama. But taking a step back, you gave us a broader perspective on yoga. And he said, and we started the talk with Ashtanga Yoga. This word yoga, a lot of parents are also here. What does it really mean to us? In the normal life, when you think about the word yoga, what do you think? What does the word yoga mean? I'm going for yoga. That's become a fashion statement, isn't it? Exercise. I do yoga. There are yoga studios. Meditation. There are yoga studios all over the world today. You have it in US, in India, right? So, in a normal context, when we say I'm doing yoga, we are referring to a few Surya Namaskars, right? Pawan Uttasan, right? Halasan, Pranayam. So we are referring to generally we are referring to these kind of exercises. But what the children told us today in their talk show, they referred extensively. So they were quoting multiple sutras, isn't it? Right? They gave the definition of ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha, shauch, santosh, tapas, svadhyaya, ishwar pranidhan. They gave these 10 definitions. Where did you pick it from? Pick it up from? Which text? Which text? All those definitions? Ashtanga Yoga. But which text? Where is it? Where is Shabda Praman from? See, what you were giving was some definitions, isn't it? Huh? Yoga Sutras. Very good. Written by whom? Who wrote this? Rishi Patanjali. Right. So there are the 6 darshans or 6 philosophies. Amongst those 6, one is the Yoga Darshan. This Yoga Darshan was written by Rishi Patanjali. Today Patanjali is more famous for soaps and detergents. That's the unfortunate part. Right? So, but Rishi Patanjali, he is really famous and known for writing this Yoga Darshan, which is divided into 4 chapters with a total of 156 sutras. They quoted 10 sutras for you amongst our 156 sutras from the 2nd chapter. All the sutras are from the 2nd chapter. Right? So, take a step back. The word yoga, which is often, as I mentioned, misunderstood to think it is exercise, is far deeper. And Rishi Patanjali, the first sutra of Yoga Darshan, he defines the word yoga and says, Yoga chitta vrittihi nirodha. Right? And what does this mean? It basically means that yoga is nothing but, there are 3 words over here. Shall we say it together? Chitta vrittihi nirodha. Vrittihi nirodha. Right? Chitta means mind. What? Chitta means mind. Chitta means our mind. Or if we use the Sanskrit words, we can refer to your mana, manas. Right? So, chitta means your mind, right? Or your mana. Chitta vrittihi. Vrittihi means what? Vritti means all kind of thoughts, all kind of transactions, right? Which happens constantly. We are thinking of something, isn't it? Right? We are always thinking of something or the other, right? We often think in an uncontrolled manner. What do I mean by that? See, sometimes, for example, if you are concentrating on what I am saying right now, then it is in a controlled manner. If you are concentrating on or what I am speaking right now, you are thinking about that, then it's in controlled manner. You had the 10-minute meditation now, isn't it? Shraddha ma'am did a 10-minute meditation. Now then she was saying something in those 10 minutes. If you are concentrating on that alone, then it's a controlled thinking. Right? But most of the times in the day, even in the classroom, what happens? If you are concentrating on what the teacher is teaching, then it's controlled thinking. Otherwise, it is uncontrolled thinking. Right? Your mind is just wandering somewhere. For some of you now, you must be thinking, okay, this discussion is going on. Okay, what will I go home? What will I do after going home? What is my plan for the day? Even now, you must be thinking about that. Isn't it? That is uncontrolled thinking. Right? So, yoga means what? It says, chitta vrittihi nirodha. When you are able to always, be able to control your mind and focus on what you want to focus on. Focus on what you want to focus on at that point of time. That is nothing but yoga. That is nothing but yoga. Right? So, for example, now if you have an exam coming up, okay, and you prepared extremely well for an exam. So, those 2 hours you have the exam, what happens? You are completely focused on the exam. Yes or no? If you are prepared well. If you have not prepared well, then what happens? Then for 2 hours you are thinking, what to do, what to write, I don't know this, who has come into the invigilation hall, who has taken how many answer sheets, who has gone for a restroom break. Isn't it? You start thinking about all of these things. how many sheets my friend took to write, how many extra sheets he took, how many extra sheets I took. You start thinking about all of these aspects which is immaterial at that point of time. So this yoga or this control thinking, we all are able to do it for some time, and we all do it, right? But what does the Rishi Patanjali says, when 24/7, when you get into that state wherein you are able to focus on what you should be focusing on, then you truly become a yogi. When I say yoga, chitta vritti nirodha. You have the complete control over your mind. Now remember one thing, controlling mind is not easy. It is indeed one of the most difficult things to do in this world. It is the most difficult thing to do in this world. There is absolutely no doubt about it. To control a mind for 24/7, or like the entire amount you're awake for 12 hours, extremely difficult, right? We dream, right? That is also given as a vritti. So the Yoga Darshan, if you look at the next sutras, interestingly what he mentioned, it says Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, Tada Drashtu Srupe Avasthanam, and says Vritti Sarupya Mitratra, and says Vrittaya Panchataya. There are 5 types of vrittis. In that one vritti also is sleep, right? So these vrittis, or these thoughts, these transactions of the mind that happen in an uncontrolled manner is the source of all challenges and difficulties in life. This is a great asset and can also become a great liability, can become a big problem. I'll give one small story and then I will end. Okay. So there was once, you must have heard about it. There was once a person, right? And he had a big business. He had a big business, and his business was across different parts of the country and also abroad. So he always wanted a lot of people to work, and he was always short of people to work. So he was very frustrated. He was very frustrated because he had so much of work to give, but he did not have enough sincere people to do. So he got very frustrated. So one day, you know what happened? He went to one sadhu and he said, I'm so frustrated with this, give me a solution. So the sadhu, he said, okay, I'll give you a genie. I'll give you a genie that will do whatever you want. That will do whatever you want. It is a very powerful genie. Okay? Very quickly. Whatever you want, it will do it very quickly. He said, that will be fantastic. That will be brilliant. How much I don't need to pay for it? The sadhu said, nothing. You don't need to pay anything for it. But only one condition. Said what? He said, you always need to ensure that you keep giving him work. Because this person loves to only work and work. He loves to only work and work. So you need to give him some work or the other. If you don't give him work, then he will create a lot of problem for you. Okay. So he will eat you up. So this person said, I have so much of work in my, I have like business across entire country, even across continents. I have so much of work. That should not be a problem at all. So this particular person said, fine, sadhu, this sounds brilliant. Please give this genie right away. Okay. And the sadhu ensured that the genie that appeared in front of this person. Okay. So this person went home very happy along with the genie. Okay. And he started giving work to this genie. And so he would give some work to the genie and he would finish it quickly. What this person thought that will take about say 1 hour to finish, he would finish it in 5 minutes. Extremely efficient. So day 1 this person was extremely happy. He said, what a boon I have got. Right? Now I can do so much, I can expand my business. So he started giving him work 1 day, 2 days, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Right? Whatever work he had, he kept giving. He would think it will take say 2 days, he will finish it in 1 hour. Right? So he gave all the work he could. Got it? He was very efficient. So he gave all the work he could, and finally what happened? This person started thinking, I don't know what further to give him. I don't know what further work to give him. Every work got over. Every work got over. And then this particular person started remembering whose words? The words of Sadhu. What did the Sadhu tell him? Or else he will eat you up. Right? This person now started remembering that Sadhu's words. And he started getting nervous. Because he had nothing else to give. That itself became a big headache for him. Because he would once again come up and stand, give me work. Right? So it became a big headache for him. Then finally this person realized that, and the genie also told him, if you don't give me work, then I will eat you up. Right? So this person got extremely nervous now. And then he ran to the Sadhu. And he said, Sadhu, what do I do? Right? This is a big problem you have given me rather. What do I do? My entire work is over. Then the Sadhu told him that, listen, what does this genie refer to? What does this genie refer to in everyday lives? It refers to the mind. That yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. This genie is nothing but the mind. You know one thing, if you want to go to the moon now, can this mind take you there in a fraction of a second? Yes, no? You close your eyes and you can be on the Chandrayaan. Yes or no? Yes. Right? This mind can quickly take you there. Right? You want to go to Europe, this mind can quickly take you to Europe and bring you back to Arisma Chennai. Right? So his mind is a powerful genie. So if we don't keep this under control, it can become a big challenge for us. Right? This mind can start playing havoc for us. And that is why, right, it is so very important to be able to control this mind. Exercise, Surya Namaskar, etc., all this is definitely very important. Because to be able to control your mind, right, you will need to ensure that you're able to first have a healthy body. You need to ensure you have sattvic food. You need to ensure you meditate. Right? Only when you're able to first take care of your body, then you start moving to your mind. Right? And that's where the 8 steps are given. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, and only then you reach a Samadhi state. What does Yam and Niyam do? Yam and Niyam, as all of you mentioned, when you say Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, non-stealing, Brahmacharya, control over all our senses, Aparigraha, less consumption. All Yama and Niyama helps you control yourself or lead first a virtuous life on a daily basis. You can't keep lying to people, you can't keep killing people, you can't keep killing animals, you can't keep doing all nonsense and think you'll be able to control your mind. It is not going to be possible. That's why the Yoga Darshan Patanjali says that the first step is Yama and Niyama, wherein first you lead a dharmic life. And there also it says Ahimsa Paramo Dharma, non-violence, Satya, truth, Asteya, as I mentioned, non-stealing, Brahmacharya, control over all our senses, Aparigraha, which is reduced consumption. Then going to Yama, you spoke about Shaucha, cleanliness, internal and external, Santosh, sense of satisfaction, Tapaha, sense of penance, Sauchatosh, Tapa, Swadhyaya, reading every day, reading spiritual books or reading good motivational books every day, Ishwar Pranidhan, thinking about the Supreme Force constantly. Only will lead a life of Yama and Niyama. Then you put the foundation. Right? After Yama and Niyama, then you spoke about Asana. Asana over here, what the Yoga Darshan says, is about the way you sit down and meditate. Right? You do Padmasana, Ardha Padmasana. Right? It is not over here referring to your Surya Namaskars. In this particular context, referring to the way you sit down in a comfortable position. Then you do Pranayam, which is to control your breath first. Then you do Dharana, wherein you remove all other attachments, you remove all other kinds of thoughts. Then you do yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana. Dharana, you control your thoughts or you focus either in the center of your chest or at the tip of your nose or forehead, wherever you can, right? And then you move towards dhyan, wherein you go towards, even the first bhajan today was on meditation, and intense meditation you move towards samadhi, and that's when you realize the supreme force. You must be wondering as to what is the big advantage of it. Why do you need to realize the supreme force? Life is okay even otherwise. Life also goes on. What is the need to realize the supreme force? Must could be a question in your mind, my dear audience. The core reason why you should realize the supreme force, why this meditation, etc., is immensely important, is because from this you get distilled sukha. You get distilled sukha, or sense of happiness. In this world, all the aspects that give you happiness will also have some sorrow attached to it. Remember that. All that in this world, everything that will give you happiness will also have sorrow attached to it. Right? But the supreme force, when you get closer to supreme force, when you pray, it gives you a sense of happiness that has no sorrow attached to it. That's the core benefit of the samadhi stage. When you move to the supreme force, when you do dhyan, right? And that's where you lead a more happier life. I'll stop here. If I have one or two questions, I can take that, and then we'll close today's session. Any questions you have based on what we spoke? One of the other audience wish to ask. Thank you then. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.